How do Protestants and Catholics in Northern Ireland identify themselves nationally? If you're curious about how people in Northern Ireland identify themselves, you're about to uncover some fascinating insights. Let's explore how Protestants and Catholics in this region see their national identities. In Northern Ireland, the way people identify themselves nationally is closely tied to their religious backgrounds. Historically, the region was formed with a Protestant majority, but this dynamic has changed over time. Today, Catholics make up about 42.3% of the population, while Protestants make up around 30.5%. For Protestants, the identity as Northern Irish is quite distinct. Younger Protestants are more likely to identify as Northern Irish compared to older generations. For example, 36.4% of 18 to 24-year-old Protestants choose this identity, whereas only 15.3% of those over 65 do so. This identity is also more common among Protestants who have mixed social circles and those who have attended integrated education. On the other hand, Catholics have a more complex relationship with the Northern Irish identity. While it is less popular among Catholics overall, it tends to be more favored by middle-aged Catholics compared to both younger and older Catholics. Interestingly, Catholics who have more friends from the other religious group are significantly more likely to identify as Northern Irish. This suggests that intergroup contact plays a crucial role in shaping their national identity. The meaning of Northern Irish can vary greatly depending on who you ask. For some, it means being from the north of Ireland but still identifying as Irish, which can be seen as delegitimizing the partition of Ireland. For others, it means being part of the United Kingdom and not identifying as Irish at all. This ambiguity makes the Northern Irish identity particularly susceptible to differing interpretations. When it comes to voting behavior, the Northern Irish identity has a bigger impact on Catholics. Northern Irish Catholics are more likely to vote for parties like the ALP, while those identifying as Irish might lean more towards Sinn Féin. Among Protestants, the difference in voting behavior between those identifying as Northern Irish and those as British is less pronounced. In terms of tolerance and social integration, people who identify as Northern Irish, whether Protestant or Catholic, tend to be more open to the culture and traditions of the other religious group. This is reflected in their attitudes towards power sharing and their views on the richness and diversity of Northern Irish society. In summary, the way Protestants and Catholics in Northern Ireland identify themselves nationally is influenced by a mix of historical, social, and political factors. While Protestants, especially younger ones, are more likely to identify as Northern Irish, Catholics have a more varied and complex relationship with this identity. Understanding these differences helps us see the rich and diverse tapestry of identities in Northern Ireland.